Question everything in pursuit of your purpose. Ask yourself, what if?
Thank you guys for joining us again for another episode of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast. I'm Rob.
I'm Chuck.
And today we have with us
Aaron Harding.
And Aaron is not the typical guest that we have on our show. I guess there's not really a typical guest.
Right.
They're of all different shapes, sizes, and backgrounds. But there's a really cool story about my connection with Aaron. Aaron and I worked together in some former ventures that I had business-wise. And that's how I got to know him. And I've been very fortunate to call him my friend and watch him go through some pretty radical personal transformations. And I'm really proud of you and grateful to have you as a friend in my life. So we'll just dive right in. Aaron, where were you born?
In Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even as a baby, I knew not to stick around very long. I came to Texas.
Yeah, you were an intelligent infant.
Yeah.
Get out of Arkansas as fast as possible.
I learned to walk real quick.
Yes. So I'm going to assume you were born at an early age. How long did you stay in Arkansas, though, before that you know of?
Honestly, couldn't tell you.
Okay.
I know there's a preemie because I'm a twin. My sister and I are what people call mirror twins. Brown-eyed, blue-eyed, right hand, left hand. Like exact,
girl, boy.
Yeah, girl, boy, exact. any opposites you can find that we're both on the other side of it. So
that's crazy.
That is.
Yeah.
I've only met one other. There were two brothers from Australia, and I knew one of them. And then his brother came to visit, and one had a mole here, one had them on the right, one had a mole on the left, and I think they had 13 or 14 markers. So, but I've never heard of it, in opposite, genders. That's interesting.
This is my first time to ever hear of it at all. You never told me that part. So you got to Texas, and where did you go? Where did y'all live when you got to Texas?
So I have some family that lived in the Newton area. My grandfather lived there. And then as a kid, my mom had just had a gypsy soul, just wanted to move a lot. So we went to a bunch of different schools. We traveled all of Texas, Newton, Bonware, Burkeville, stayed in that area for a little bit. And then we moved to Dallas, Frisco, back when Frisco was a small town. I remember going to school and they're like, yeah, Frisco's the fastest growing city in Texas. And now it's massive.
Yes.
Thanks, Jerry Jones, for the practice field there. McKinney, Plano area. And then we moved back down to Newton area. And then we settled in Lumberton my sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you and your sister, were there any other siblings?
I had two other half sisters.
Two other half sisters.
Yeah.
How old are they?
Oh man, don't ask me ages.
Okay.
They're older though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I have Amy. She's the oldest of the four, and then Ashley is right underneath her. I think a couple of years younger than her.
I don't blame you for not knowing their ages. I don't even know my own age most of the time. If my wife wasn't so good at reminding me, I'd forget.
There's many times I have to be like, carry the one.
Yeah, exactly. So what was like, so you were born in Arkansas, moved to Texas. What was childhood like? You moved a lot. Like that's a lot of moving. And what caused those moves?
I was too young to really know, but like I said, my mom had a gypsy soul. She just liked to move around. She'd get bored of something, I guess, and then move on to the next thing. Which, growing up, I was like, I don't really want to do that to my kids, which is why we've stuck into Lumberton for, I got out of the Marine Corps, moved back to Texas, and we've stayed at Lumberton for that. But I can't say it comes with its own, I guess, perks. You get to know how to meet new people and really, you're not really stuck to one stereotype, to one type of people. You can really adjust fire with different people. So you can go to different crowds and fit in anywhere.
Yeah, I never thought about that, but that's a really cool aspect. You get to reinvent yourself
Right.
as a kid, you don't have to worry about this reputation or this expectation
Right.
of your peers if you move like that. That's actually, I experienced that too. And I've always looked at that part of my life as something I didn't like.
Right.
But when you say it like that,
Right.
it's actually kind of an advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So I appreciate that. That's really cool.
At one point, I had thought about pretending to have a British accent
No.
on the moves and see how long I could go with it.
You know, Ross from Friends did that. He got to be a professor at this new school or something like that, and he was really, really nervous about it. And I don't know exactly what in his character's mind that thought this was cool, but he decided to start teaching his class, this new class, with a British accent. It was freaking hilarious.
Awesome. And you probably could have got away with it.
Right.
For a while. Yeah. You find that a lot in like military kids, maybe even ministers' kids, because they're just,
British accents?
no, yes, absolutely. This kind of this reinvention, my sister's children are military. And so when they would switch schools, sometimes they just switched total activities. Whatever they were doing prior, they're like, I don't do it anymore. I'm here. I want to do this. And so it's kind of cool, And actually, I think all three of them participated in drama, so they love to be new characters. So yeah, kind of fits, even with a British accent.
So did your mom, not to get on too much of a sensitive subject, but was your mom did you have a man in your life, a father figure? Or?
Yeah. I'm Red.
Okay. But they don't know him.
Excuse me. So when I was 5, I felt like this song was that country song, "The Man He Didn't Have to Be."
Oh, yeah.
That pretty much summed up my
That's
life.
Brad Paisley.
Yeah.
I played that for my dad, who is legitimately he's my stepdad.
Yeah.
But I played that for him on Christmas. I bought him the tape when it first came out, and I played it for him.
Cool.
I hope I'm at least half the dad you didn't have to be.
Yeah. That's pretty much how my life went, and had some people in my life that were not good. So I was a very angry 5-year-old. But Red stuck it out. He came in, immediately became the dad that I needed at the time. And he took care of us and really raised us. I credit a lot of my respectability and like how I perceive life to him. He came in when I was 5 and been there for me the whole time.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I got to know him. I was very fortunate to get to know him. You brought him with you to work, and we ended up, all of us getting to work together. And he was a lot of fun. And he's a genuine soul.
Yeah.
I'll say that about Red. He always has been just loyal to a fault and honest.
Yeah.
He might make boo-boos. He might make mistakes.
Old Bumpy.
Right. But he never did anything that was in betrayal or unethical.
That's contagious,
It's your fault. No, not really.
I think that's probably one of the most noble things that you see is people who become bonus parents. I had stepsons, and I mean, obviously they were raising kids, so not every day was a fun day, but they were a joy to have, and a joy to get to know. And they did not have a permanent father figure, so and tag we're it, man. So yeah, I enjoy that. I'm glad we get to promote that today, because if you're someone, and you don't have to take on maybe a child as your own child, but volunteer, man, help out. I mean, there's plenty of activities. I'm still on the board of a Christian youth camp because some of these kids just need that moment, even if it's just for a week, once a year. So yeah.
It's something that came up with a friend of mine. His name's Taylor. He's the youth pastor at Journey Community Church.
Okay.
I want to say it was like a month and a half ago. He got up in front of the church and was like telling his testimony, and him and his wife were trying to have children of their own. And he was like, you guys pray for us to have children. And he kept praying and you kept praying. And I think y'all need to be more specific with your prayers, because now I've got 30 kids in the youth group, and it's not exactly what it was, but he stepped up and showed up for all of those kids. And he's got a great youth ministry. If you guys have kids and you want to be a part of youth ministry, Journey Community Church, Taylor's there. But he stepped in for a lot of those kids, and he goes to all their events and stuff, like football games and stuff like that. So it's that's definitely a calling that I highly respect. It's like youth ministry and stuff like that. You're stepping into the next generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Even in just moments. And we, one of our mantras, if you will, in our coaching business is abundance. Well, he got abundance. He got 30 kids almost immediately.
Yeah, it's a very important thing to understand. If you're going to pray and ask God for something,
Yes.
Yeah.
you have to be very specific.
Yes.
Because God he takes artistic liberty with things.
Yes, he seems to.
And he will bless you with as much as you possibly can handle.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I made the mistake of asking God for more time to talk with him shortly after developed insomnia. So it was,
There it is.
so waking up at 2:00 in the morning, not what I asked. Not what I
Got to
asked.
be specific. Like,
You have to
Lord, I'd like to sleep for this many hours continuously.
Yes.
Please.
Please.
And then have
Yes.
more appropriate time to commune with him. So you got to be very specific.
If you want somebody to have prayers come through, but in a way you don't know, like you wanted or needed, have my wife pray for you. She is a prayer warrior. Love you to death. We celebrated 15 years of being married in January.
Congratulations.
Yay.
So, thank you.
That's awesome, man.
She's prayed. Part of my life journey was alcoholism, and she had prayed that God, I want you to take this from him. Get him out of this. And it didn't come in the way I wanted it to. I think shortly after her prayer, I developed kidney stone. I think we just talked about that.
You are welcome.
Yeah, it's like, are you drinking alcohol? Yeah. It's like, well, that's why you have kidney stones.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Megan's just sitting in the background chuckling. She,
Wow. That is great. That's awesome. Yeah.
That's a great incentive to quit.
That cured it right there, man. Because those things are horrible, as I've been told.
Step one and done. Who needs 12, right? You got kidney stone.
I mean, we just circumvented the 12
Yeah,
steps.
like we just don't, not to knock AA or any of that stuff, but hey, we got the miracle cure.
We do.
Rocking the kidneys.
As a drill instructor once told me, pain retains.
Pain retains.
You want to hold on to something, have it be painful.
Yes. Oh.
Well, and we'll go back to the rhythm of our interview, but this is important. Did you get to keep the rock?
No.
Oh man.
It wasn't a very big one, thankfully.
Okay.
Yeah.
When I wheeled in there, I went up to the back, and the nurse looked at me, and she looked at it, and she was like, "I can't tell you." And I was like, "How bad is it?" She was like, "I can't tell you. Doc's got to tell you." And I was like, "Am I being a big weenie?" And she just,
They're all laughing at you.
kidney stone, but that sucker's hurt. That sucker's hurt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man, those people they when they linger, they get little barbs on them, and they get some nasty ones.
Mhm.
Yeah. And but you know what? It causes us some disciplines. I know folks have never drank another Coke or had to get off the coffee and all that. So
Well, my son, like I told you, Blake, who you know, he just had the sound wave procedure where they break them up last week because he had that one that was, like I told you, it's 3 millimeter by 6 millimeter. And it was his first time. He'd never had any problem with it. But his diet is the problem. The boy eats salt constantly. He doesn't eat healthy. He eats fried.
Oh, I remember.
Whatever. Fried chicken mostly. But, and so the doc says, this is what you need to do. And he's like,
Isn't it amazing?
I'll see you next time.
Young kids are just like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'll just do what I want.
Right. So he said, I'm just going to drink more water.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's an old saying out there: until the pain of remaining the same becomes greater than the pain of change, one will not change. So when it hurts bad enough, and you're a testament to that, Blake will get there too. To be like, I'm tired of this. Well, there you go, man.
Yeah.
Now we'll change. But sometimes it has to hurt bad enough.
So when you were a kid, moving around a lot and everything, and Red came into your life, what did Red do? What was his profession?
So the other downside of moving a lot is you got to find a profession that pays the bills. I remember Red at one point was working overnight in a plastics refinery, putting plastic on wire.
Insulation.
Like the insulation plastic
Really?
on wire. He did that at night, and then on the weekends, I don't know if I should say that or not, child labor laws and everything. It'll be fine.
It's over now.
Yeah. We had a lawn and landscaping business up in like the Dallas Frisco area.
Yeah,
And I would mow yards on Saturdays and Sundays.
that's legal. It's totally legal to have your kids working for you, no matter what age they are.
Well, we made a killing off of it.
Mm.
It was, back then, it's early 2000s, we were, charging $30 a yard, doing 60 yards a weekend.
Heck
70
yeah,
yards a
man.
weekend. We were making a killing off of it. And then we moved again, and he went to working at I remember one specific point when we were up in the Dallas area, he was working for a concrete company. I only remember that because he had to be there early in the morning. We had one vehicle, and I woke up and looked up and saw the big, concrete mixing thing. I was like, oh, that's cool.
So you have that memory.
I have that memory. That's the only reason I know he worked at a concrete place at one point.
Wow.
And then what he started doing when we moved back to Newton was cathodic protection drilling.
Oh yeah.
They take a water well drilling rig. They go into refineries and stuff like that, and they drill a hole, put some anodes down there, and the corrosion goes to that instead of your pipelines and your refinery equipment and stuff like that. And he was doing that for a couple of years before they sold the company to Corpro. And when I got out of the Marine Corps, I went and worked there with him doing that, it's hard work. It's hard work, but it's a lot of fun.
It's good, honest work, though.
Yeah.
So when you were a kid with all these experiences moving and, just a lot of life lived, what did you want to be when you grew up?
So I've been active in the church since I was knee high to a bumblebee.
This is Texas, man. We got some big bumblebees.
Mm.
Yeah.
Everything's big.
Everything's bigger in Texas. But it really spoke to me. I've always wanted to help people. I've always wanted to bring people to God. And so when I was a very young kid, I decided I want to be a pastor.
Oh.
And, at that age, especially, and even nowadays, people think pastors only work one day a week.
Mm-mm.
That's not the case. I can tell you it's not the case at all.
It's one of the busiest jobs there is.
Yeah.
If you're doing it right, it is one of the busiest jobs.
And you're on 24 hours a day,
Yes.
7 days a week. There
Yes.
ain't no off time.
Mhm.
That's right.
Yeah. So pray for your pastors. They need it. But that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring people to God, lead people in ministry, which was very lucrative when God said, hey, I want you to join the Marine Corps. And I was like, wait a minute. Seems like we're going two different directions here. You call me to ministry, but you want me to go to the Marine Corps. I found that in my life, especially when God says something and I go to question it and he's already gave me the answer, there's usually no response. After that, it's like, wait a minute. You want me to do what? Silence. So, all right, I guess that means I got to trust you. So let's take this step and go. And so that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be a pastor of a church. Still working on it.
Okay.
Well, you've held on. If you're still working on it and you still have that desire, it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because anything you can hold on to in your heart and in your mind that long, that means it's part of your purpose. So you can rest in that faith that it will happen or it is happening. You're in
and
the
one
process.
thing I've learned, like when you were young and all those desires were coming to you, all we know is what we know. So we have this classic formation of what it's going to look like. You still may be a pastor, it's just not in the classic sense.
Yeah.
And it may be a whole unique incarnation that church has never even thought of.
Yeah.
So it'll happen. It'll happen. I prayed similar when I was young. I said, I just want to be in a ministry, whatever that ministry is. I had no idea I'd be a counselor and a coach and of course, doing other things like with the camp, stuff like that. But, so is it in standing in front of a church? Well, evidently not, so.
Well, I mean, the pastor just means shepherd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this in just a little bit, but even in your current profession, you still shepherd.
Yeah.
And you have actually done active work in churches.
Yeah.
I know this to be true.
Still doing it.
And so, I mean, you are living the fulfillment of that creation. So, good on you. You're headed that way and doing it all the while. That's great.
Yep.
So at what age did you realize that it was the plan for God to send you into the Marine Corps?
So moving around a lot, we meet new people. When we moved to Lumberton, especially in this area in Southeast Texas, like refinery work, welding,
Yeah.
turnarounds, like that's
Oh, yeah.
that's the biggest thing here. So I was like, you know what, welding seems cool. You want to heat up metal and bind it together. Like that sounds cool. Let me try that out. So I went to the welding class at our high school, and I was getting ready to make my own first barbecue pit I've ever made. You've actually seen it, that big one.
I actually have it.
You still have it, yeah. Yeah, you do. You still have it. But it's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's a beast. It's pretty heavy. And I was trying to roll this pipe out, and it got away from me, and somebody run up and grabbed it and helped me set it up and get started. And that was my buddy, Cody Lee.
Okay.
And met him first day and was like, all right, Aaron, Cody. I was like, cool, man. And started talking, got to know each other. And then through getting to know him, he was like, I'm joining the Marine Corps. My older brother's in the Marine Corps. All my family's been in the Marine Corps. And I was like, all right, that sounds cool. That sounds cool. Well, Marines, you know, everybody's in. You view the Marines, it's the elite branch, the few, the proud. I didn't really think I could make it. But after talking with him and like doing workouts with him, because that's every teenager, you know, you're going to work out, teenage boys. I was like, oh, I'm going to give this a shot. And so I went to a couple of the pulley events, and it was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I want to join the Marine Corps. I want to be part of the Marines. And it just happened. So in fact, I told Red, I went home that day and told Red, I was like, hey, I'm thinking about joining the Marine Corps. And he was like, well, I'm glad you told me today, because I was actually leaving to go buy you a welding machine because I thought you were going to go to college for welding.
Timing.
Saved him
Timing.
that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Were you like ever involved in anything with athletics or anything? Because of obviously the Marine Corps, I mean, that's all they do is train, you know,
Yeah.
by and large.
Yeah. I played football in Newton and like middle school and stuff. I wasn't very good.
Okay.
But
Me
Uh,
either.
I played football for Coach Barbay at the time. And, you know, that was when Newton was like either going to state or winning state pretty much all the time. It's Newton football.
Right.
And I moved to Lumberton, and it's like, oh, you guys want to play on the football team? I was like, no, not really. Not really. And I used the excuse I was going to do the work program. So I'd get out of school early and go work at Sonic, get some free food, serve people that way.
Make a little money.
Make a little money while I was doing it.
You obviously had a work ethic from when you were little, cutting grass in Frisco. But anyway, I'm sorry. You let athletics say, no, I'm good. I'll go another round.
Yeah.
Yeah. I asked that because sometimes it's a pretty easy segue for kids who are pretty active athletically to go into a branch of the military, but not necessarily. I mean, I know many kids that, you know, they didn't touch a ball, but they were very attracted to what the military offered, you know, which was just the discipline and the other cool things that they knew they'd get to do, you know, pull triggers and all kind of cool stuff.
So you made the choice to follow that and join the Marine Corps. Was it what you thought it would be when you were brainwashed? I mean, indoctrinated. I mean, taking the basic boot camp.
Well, you know, everybody jokes when they find out you're Marine, they go to the old, what's that movie?
Which one?
The Gunny Army. There's no
Arlie Army, Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal Jacket. Everybody quotes that one.
Mhm.
It's not really. It's close, but not.
Well, it's not Vietnam Marines.
Yeah.
You know.
But it's
And I was kind of always endearing to a Gunny Highway.
yeah.
It's, who doesn't like a good Clint Eastwood movie?
Right.
Mm.
The process is definitely different. You know, they tear you down to build you back up how they want you to be. And I tell people this all the time. The Marine Corps boot camp was both the easiest and hardest time of my life. It was also the funniest place. I wasn't allowed to laugh because just some of the things that happen in boot camp are just funny, but you can't laugh.
That's a great way to describe
That
it.
is.
Do not laugh.
The funniest place you cannot laugh.
Wow.
But you know, they
So was it? I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but was it? You know, the stiff brimmed hat, like Major Payne has,
Yeah.
and they tap it on your forehead like that, put it all in there.
Yeah.
So
Like I'd have a hard time not laughing at that. Like I really would.
They tell you when to eat, when to sleep, when to pee, when to shave. I only did it twice. Sorry, Staff Sergeant. I only did it twice. It's
Well,
like
you got baby face
Yeah,
still to this
baby
day,
face.
dude. You barely grow
I think-
facial hair.
I think I shaved Sunday. I don't have anything going
That's awesome.
on. But they tell you everything to do, and you just do it.
You don't have to think. You just
Yeah.
do.
And there's knowledge portions of it where you learn like land nav and stuff like that. That's when you got to turn your brain on. But when it's run, just run,
Mhm.
walk, do the drill movements. But there was one point I almost got the drill instructor to break. I almost got him to laugh. We were running and we have foot lockers at the end of every bed.
Mhm.
You got all your stuff in it, and they have locks. And God forbid you go to drill or you go to chow or something like that, and one of those locks isn't fully locked because you're in a hurry. Just go, and you don't lock it all the way. And a drill instructor finds it, your stuff is all over the squad bag.
Oh, no.
Wow.
And if that's all that happened, we were lucky.
Yeah.
So as a squad leader, we took it upon ourselves like, hey, 2 of you go out, get the formation going, and 2 of us will run down the foot lockers and just check.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm running with my rifle in front of me, looking down. What I didn't know, so my drill instructor was at the other end of the squad bay, and he saw me coming, looking down. So he just stood there like this with his hand out
Oh, no.
and waited.
Oh, man.
And there was a good 20, 30 seconds of me running from one end of the squad bay into his hand. And I just slammed my rifle into my head because I just ran into him.
Oh, man.
And I just, aye, sir, and took off running. And he dipped his hat real low and turned and went into the squad bay, into the drill instructor's hut.
Because he needed to laugh.
It's the funniest place. You're not allowed to laugh.
Oh, that's great.
I don't think I could have kept it together watching a kid run at me.
Right.
Smack into my hand.
He had it, that movie was playing, and he knew what was about to happen. He was going to make it happen. Oh, that's awesome.
That would have been a very viral moment had it been recorded.
Right.
For public
Right.
consumption. That would have been quite.
There's one of them
That's awesome.
when I was in the fleet. One of the Marines that came in and that I was in charge of training up to go deploy. He's actually one of the kids of the drill instructor video where they're like screaming at him in front of the squad bay. That's
Uh-huh.
actually him. He was
No
like,
kidding.
yeah, he's like, that's me. I hate when that video comes up.
Oh, wow. So he went on to be a drill instructor.
No, he went he was in the Marines, but he was like the recruit
He was the recruit.
that was getting yelled at. by
Oh,
the
I got you.
instructors.
He was on the receiving end.
Yeah.
They, I found it. I have several friends that went through the Marine Corps, and he said, what's so interesting is you don't know it when you're in it. Later, you see these guys, but when they're in DI mode, man, they have a voice for it. I mean, they
Mhm.
train for all that.
They're actors.
Yeah, but when they're away from it, and some of it has to do with projection and all that kind of stuff. But when they're away from it, they don't talk like that at all. They talk like us. And the first time I heard them over there talking, we were just passing by. I'm like, that's not how he talks to us. He just sounds like he's out there, talking about sports or something, But this calm voice, just like what we're doing. But boy, when he's in DI mode, it's that,
We had a Staff Sergeant Segura. He was our knowledge hat. He was the one that took our platoon and made it what it was. We were on our platoon. Really got close to him. All of our drill instructors, every drill instructor gets close to the recruits when they graduate. And they're like, those are my Marines. I made those Marines. But me and Cody Lee were getting out. Cody got out a little bit before me on an early release program. He came back and helped me pack up to move from North Carolina back to Texas. And I had one last little mission to do on base. It was just drive a truck over here, pick up gear for an infantry battalion to go out to the field to train. And I'm out there in front of this barracks waiting for them to load all their stuff. And I look over and there's this guy walking, this Marine just walking down the sidewalk. And everybody's like almost diving out of his way.
Oh.
And I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. And I'm getting out in a week. I got nothing to lose. I'm just going to stand in his way. I'm just standing there. I'm like, this is my truck. I'm going to stand by my truck. I'm going to stand here. And he gets closer and I look and I'm like, that's Staff Sergeant Segura. That's my drill instructor. No wonder everyone's diving out of his way. So he walks up and he looks at me. He's like, Harding, 3230 Army Platoon, 3rd Squad Leader. I was like, how you doing, Staff Sergeant? He was like, good. You getting out? I'm like, yeah, about a week. He's like, come back and see me. And so went back to his headquarters after doing the mission, like the day I was getting out, just to say bye. See your drill instructor when you come in. See your drill instructor when you go out.
Yeah.
Cody, of course, full beard, long hair. walking into an infantry battalion's headquarters,
Oh my gosh.
and he's just smirking because you could tell all these Marines are like, "Why do you have a haircut? Why do you shave your face?" Da, 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 da.
Yes.
And I felt so bad for Samson Segura because he's like, "They're with me, Cody. Come on."
Oh man.
But yeah, it was cool to get to see him reconnect and
Yeah.
get to talk to him afterwards because we had a kid that tried to get out of boot camp, jumped off their story balcony. And the rumor was in boot camp, like they were just going to put him through medical and his legs healed up. He's going right back in. And we're like, was that true? Did they put him back in to rotation? And he's like, no, dude, we sent him home. Like, obviously he didn't want to be there.
Yeah.
We sent him home. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, then you start to find out like all the stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not that. We had a drill instructor that came in. He was late. He came in like mid of our training, and they were like, he was on punitive leave for beating up a recruit. And he's bad. He's a bad drill instructor. And when I first saw him, the way he was real like thin. He was stocky, but he was thin. And with the way he would stand with that hat down, he looked like a cobra. So the first thing that came to mind was Snake. When I saw him, I was like, man, that's a bad dude. And then I found out, he's punitive leave. No, he went on leave. He went to go home with his family and spend time with his family.
Isn't it funny how that is?
The stories,
Right,
the rumor
truth
mill.
behind the story.
But boy, when they start feeding that, because you guys are subjective to everything. Whatever they tell you, you did not know before.
Yeah.
So you can tell me anything. I have to believe it.
Right.
I've never been here before. I don't even know what's going on. And so, yeah, they could just feed y'all stuff, but that was just kind of, I don't know, just not beyond feeding the mystique. It feeds the fear.
Yeah.
It feeds the discipline.
And they probably started those rumors.
Yes.
You
They
know,
did.
Like
Yes.
just to build it up like that.
Yes.
So a song came out when I was in boot camp, and we don't have cell phones back then. We didn't have cell phones. We had no contact. It was handwritten letters.
Mm.
So by the time I'd write a letter, they
Well,
would
even
get
now,
home.
that's how boot camp works.
Mm.
Some of them I've
Mhm.
heard they've
Mhm.
gotten phone calls and stuff, but
Mm.
whatever. We're in boot camp, no radios. A song came out while we're in boot camp, Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus. Never heard it before. Our drill instructors thought it would be funny to be like, hit it, and we'd have to be scream, and a Jay-Z song came on. And they're all dying laughing. All the drill instructors laughing. The recruits don't know what's going on.
Right.
I said, hit it. And a Britney song came on, and they're all laughing. We're like, what is going on? Like, what's the deal with this? Go all the way through boot camp. Every time they say hit it, we'd have to scream it. Get out of boot camp, graduate in the hotel room, flipping through the TV, and I hear, and a Jay-Z, and I backpedal, and I'm listening to Miley Cyrus sing the lyrics that we've been screaming for the past 2 months.
And you didn't know it was.
And
And
no
is this part of
idea.
your cadence,
That's
like while
awesome.
you're marching?
No,
and stuff
just
like that?
randomly.
Just randomly.
It'd be middle of the night. The drill instructors walking to the squad bay, hit it. We'd have to wake up. Let a Jay-Z song come on.
That's great.
And I called Cody first. They had us singing Miley Cyrus the whole time.
That is hilarious.
That is great.
So can you imagine? Why didn't you go back and want to be a drill instructor again? I mean, that would be fun.
Every recruit, when they come out, wants to be a drill instructor because the inspiration you get from
Right.
making Marines and being like, "Yo, this would be great." It's a billet. It's a special job that they reserve for like the Marines of Marines, like the
Okay.
ones that have
That
shown
makes
their
good
worth.
sense.
Yeah. And it's part of the promotion ladder too. When you move from like sergeant to move into staff NCO, staff sergeant, gunny, and all those, you have to go to one of three. It's like security forces, recruiting, or drill instructors.
Okay.
And so that's part of their like promotion ladder up as well. So
That's
everybody
cool.
wants to do it until you get in the fleet and you're like, oh, there's so many other things we can do. That's cool. And then a few are like, no, I want to go make Marines.
Wow.
And so they do.
Yeah.
That sounds like
They
a
just
lot
kind
of
of
fun.
hit you, and then that's where they go for it.
And
Yeah, I got
that's my favorite part of like being in the Marine Corps is seeing the Marines that I trained when I was in the fleet, getting them ready for their deployment to Afghanistan in 13. And one of them is Desmond Darden. He came in as motivator, like just a top-notch Marine. Loved him to death. Had sent him up. He went to deploy, came back, got promoted up. He went to the drill field. Became a drill instructor. Loved watching him make Marines. Like, you know, it's almost like by proxy, like your proud parent getting to see
Yeah.
your son make other sons and so on and
Right.
so forth. But he's actually out now, and he's a Texas State Trooper.
Come
That
on.
is so cool.
There
So
we go.
got
Yeah.
out of the Marine Corps, became a state trooper.
That's awesome.
So what did you do for your job as a Marine once you left boot camp and you were deployed.
Yeah.
What was your job?
So you leave boot camp, and if you're going to infantry, you go to School of Infantry. If you're going to anything other than that, they call you a POG, a person other than grunt. You go to MCT, Marine Combat Training, and then you go to your job school.
Okay.
Mine was Motor T. I was a truck driver. While I was there, I got all the licenses for all the vehicles. And then they had one they were phasing out called a logistics vehicle system. It didn't have necessarily like steering, like the wheels would turn. It had 2 yaw cylinders on the back. And so you could be at a dead standstill, turn the wheel all the way left, and the front end of the truck would turn.
Whoa.
And
Okay.
when you're going down the road, those hydraulics, they're not necessarily the stiffest things. So it would look like a Chinese, there's dragon. So they call them dragon masters. If you had that license, you were a dragon master. I was like, that sounds cool.
Yes.
I want to do that.
I gotta be a dragon
I got to be a dragon master. So I got that license. And then shipped to the fleet, was in Camp Lejeune, North Carolina. And then as soon as I hit the fleet, they're like, hey, we're going to Afghanistan in 2011. I'm like, all right, cool. What do we do? So I went through all the training of combat lifesaver, machine gunners, machine gun instructor school, all these different other ones and stuff like that. So found out I have an affinity for machine guns. So I drove a big truck and shot machine guns. So when we went to Afghanistan in 2011, that's what, if I wasn't driving a truck, I was on top of the truck in a turret with 50 cal.
Okay.
Mm.
So what was it like for you? I mean, we've had several guests that have served in the military, been in Afghanistan, been in Iraq, all these different things. What was it like for you? Describe that tour over there.
Well, when we first went, we went in January, and Afghanistan's a desert. It's hot.
Yes.
Out in January. It's cold and rainy.
Okay.
And we learned the cycle of their system of like their planning and everything like that. So during that, there was the rainy season, then harvest season. When it stops raining, they harvest, then they have the money, then they start fighting back. So January, February was more of a resupply, all the forward operating bases type deal. And then I felt like Forrest Gump. It was like, one day it just stopped raining. And then the fire started shooting, the bullets started going off. That's pretty much how it was. It was like,
Wow.
one day we weren't getting shot at, no IEDs. And then it was like the next until the time we left out, it was bam.
Really?
Wow. Were you assigned to a particular base, or did you have to do like a lot of patrolling and stuff, like leave the base? And
Yeah, so I think the entire 8.5 months we were in Afghanistan, I think we were on Camp Leatherneck for a total of maybe 3 weeks, maybe a month of it, because we would go there, resupply, maintenance on the trucks, load up, head back out.
wow.
My unit, when we got there, they were behind schedule.
Right.
When we left, they were a year and a half ahead of schedule. We were just pumping out.
So when you say you were on base and then you left out, what did you do? Like, what was your unit doing off base?
So just resupply missions for the forward operating bases. Kandahar, the Sangin Valley area is the southern part of Afghanistan. It's where most of the conflict was happening. We would go just take bullets, Band-Aids, and food, pretty much, water, everything they need for the supplies.
Socks and ibuprofen.
Yep. Change your socks, drink water. But we would just go to the fobs and resupply them. Sometimes it would be pretty smooth unload where we'd unstrap everything and offload it with a forklift and everything. Sometimes it was pop the straps, turn real hard to the right,
Let it fall.
let it go. One cool part that I got to be a part of was we went from the southern Helmand province of Afghanistan all the way up to Kabul. We stopped in Kandahar, went to Kabul. We stopped at multiple locations to pick up Afghan National Army, to bring them back to the Sangin Valley, to let them teach them how to fight, let them take over the fighting. Because at the end of the day, America, we want to be out of there. We want to be home. Everybody wants to be home. And so that was our job there, was to just bring them down, teach them how to take care of themselves. And that's when I learned that, your deployment may look very different depending on where you are. Get to Kabul, and I've been eating MREs and Cliff Bars for 3-4 months at this time. And there's a Pizza Hut on Camp Black Horse. And I'm like, oh, Pizza Hut?
Wow.
Pizza Hut? What is going on here? Needless to say, I dropped about $500 on pizza.
Changed your whole life.
Oh man.
Was the Pizza Hut Was it the same as it is here over there? Like, were you able to? It was good. Like, I mean, obviously to you compared to Cliff
us,
bars and
yeah,
everything.
it was.
But as far as like now, looking back on it, was it the same
I couldn't
as it
tell
would have?
you.
Okay.
It was still a taste of home, though.
Yeah.
So I'm really curious. You got to know some Afghans,
Some of
obviously,
them, yeah.
a little bit. What are they like in comparison to?
I mean, each person's different. You get to meet some of the translators there, really cool guys. I just want to fight for their home. And then you get to meet some that are just not nice because they just don't want you there.
Mm.
So you're there helping them, and some of them don't want you there anyway.
No. It's like clearing out a bee's nest sometimes.
They sting you because they think you're the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a good comparison.
Yeah.
So you were there for 8 months, right?
Yeah, January to August.
What was the best thing you got to do while you were there? I mean, I know shooting at machine guns is a lot of fun. I've done that, not a 50, but I've shot machine guns. But what was your favorite thing about your deployment? This is a pregnant pause.
I don't know if I had a favorite moment. There's a lot of moments that you look back and you enjoy because looking back at it, you're like, the end of the story. Like nobody was hurt, nobody's harmed.
Yeah.
But looking back at it, you get to see like the moments where we're having fun, laughing.
Yeah.
When you're in the suck, as they call it, and it's like it sucks to suck, but we're here. It's really the camaraderie. Like when people say like, "Hey, I miss the military," we don't miss the stupid formations, the showing up at 4:00 but not stepping off till 9. All the dumb stuff that comes with the military versus the camaraderie, the brotherhood, the sisterhood, the people you get to meet and grow close to. I think that's probably the best. When I do any kind of team building exercise with any team that I've been a part of, I tell them like, hey, in Afghanistan, I could tell who they were by their shadow. Like I didn't need to see their face. I didn't need to see their name tag. I could tell who they were by how they walked, by the way their shadow fell. Like we could tell each other's movements. We knew who was going left and who was going right because we were that close.
I love that.
I do too.
That's beautiful.
That is very
I'd
galvanizing.
say that's probably the part that I loved.
That's amazing.
That is.
So the counter to that question is, what was the worst?
We had a lot of bad moments. I would say probably in country was a couple of IEDs that went off right around my vehicle. Watching one of my Marines in a turret flipping through the air. His truck got hit and it was right behind mine. And explosion went off. I look over and I just see a turret. And I saw a little turtle head on Kevlar.
Yeah.
He had tucked himself in there and was holding on to that 50 cal while he was.
Wow.
And it landed and he's got a permanent scar on his leg from where that turret landed on his leg. Didn't break a bone or anything like that.
Wow.
Everybody's like,
it's amazing he's alive. Right?
Yeah. And when that happened, another one, the passenger side, Rutherford, he got ripped out and it was like watching a rag doll fly through the air because the explosion like pushed him out of the car or out of the truck. We're doing a head count, like, where's everybody at? And they're like, we can't find Messer. And you look over at the turret that's 100 yards away from the truck and it's just one hand.
Oh, my
Floating through the air. And he actually received his Purple Heart last month for that.
That's amazing.
Finally got his Purple Heart for it. But I'd say that was probably rough, getting to see people get injured. Our last convoy, ended up getting shot in the leg. He jumped out of the back of the truck, took a tow bar up, and took a round to the leg. Ended up having to stay later than if he wouldn't have. We would have gone home sooner. But he ended up being okay, apart from being shot in the leg. But he made it. Everybody got to come home. It wasn't until we got home we actually started losing people.
Yeah.
That's the battle they don't talk about. They don't really prepare you for us when you come home.
We'll talk about that a little bit because that's important. It's important to bring awareness to this part of service. It's important to bring awareness to the PTSD aspect and the aftermath of serving our country for the right reasons and coming back and being I don't know how else to put this, but almost abandoned. Abandoned by the military, abandoned by society, and just completely misunderstood and seemingly uncared for when you've sacrificed your entire life. Even though you lived, you sacrificed your life and your mental well-being and everything in service of these people who seem to just don't care and don't understand. So, I mean, you experience that. You have PTSD, you have all this, and you're adjusting. You are living through the battle.
Yeah. So part of the fight is dealing with the calm afterwards. We're taught how to handle the chaos, how to handle the, if this happens, how do we respond? And there's no. American Sniper was a really good portrayal of what that looks like coming home, and he's sitting in front of the TV, and it sounds like he's watching a war movie, but there's nothing on the TV.
Yeah.
I'm dealing with stuff like that, and dealing with the emotions and the processing of it afterwards is the hard part. That's why many of them turn to alcohol, to different kinds of drugs or things just to get them through the day,
to escape.
Yeah. And it's rough. And then when we deal with, the VA, some of them are good. Some of them are really good, and you get a good amount of help. But for the most part, it's a difficult process to get the help you need. And then sometimes the care is just not always the best.
Yeah. It's not timely either.
No. And then, there's documented cases where military members have gone to the VA hospital, walked in, said, I need mental help. And they said, hey, you got to come back. We're busy. And they go out in the parking lot, kill themselves. And it's like, why? Yeah. Why is this being allowed to happen?
Right.
Sometimes you get some good doctors that genuinely care and want to take care of them and help out. But I think the process is also, I wouldn't necessarily fully put it all on the VA. I would say, the military has a duty to help train you for after. When I was getting out, they seem to have started a program to do that, helping the transition period of like getting a job outside of it. Because, everybody wants to be a grunt, infantryman until you get out. And it's like, well, what job can you do?
Right.
Like, what is your profession?
With that training and experience.
Right. Yeah.
You're almost starting over.
Yeah.
Not almost. It's kind of worse than starting over, because you're carrying all the baggage that no one, see, they teach you, like you said, they tear you down to build you up the way they want you.
Yeah.
And they turn it on. They don't teach you how to turn it off. They don't teach you how to tear yourself down and rebuild yourself for civilian life.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that we fail with as a nation. We the people fail those of you who serve in this way.
Right.
We owe you that.
Right.
And I'm going to say this right now for our audience out there. If any of you are watching this episode and you're experiencing something like that, I will be there for you. I will help you. Aaron will be there for you. Chuck will be there for you. Reach out to us if you see this part of this episode and you just want to talk. There's no shame. There's nothing, and it will be completely private, free.
Yeah.
And we're available.
Right.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with asking for nothing at all. I know a lot of people are like, well, I mean, I did all this by myself. And it's like, you didn't really do it by yourself.
No.
Every time you're in the military, you're never alone.
Yeah.
Because you always got somebody that's got your back. And the same thing applies here. Like, you're not alone. You've got people that want to help.
Through the years, I've had some discharged guys come in. And of course, that's just the usuals, reclaiming relationships, reclaiming a life for themselves while their bodies are in this permanent state of disrepair. And of course, their hearts and minds are too. And they do say that. They say, it's hard to ask for help. And I go, and so I'm not trying to be sarcastic to them. I say, so how'd you become a soldier? And then they start telling you all about their training, like what you kind of went through. I go, so you didn't do it alone. So how do you think you're going to fix it alone?
Yeah.
If you didn't become a soldier alone, you're not going to repair it alone. So, do you want me to help? And they're like, that's when you just say little logic things. And they're like, yes. And then, boy, the ball starts rolling. All they have to do is commit, which I think that's what you're telling, your military colleagues. Just commit just commit to improving, and it will.
Yeah.
If you just commit. And so if you've gone to a few places, which, pretty much are on your call list, and you didn't get satisfaction, don't quit. Reach out to any one of us, and we will keep things moving in the positive direction, because that first stop is not your last stop.
Yeah.
And never rest in a sense of hopelessness.
Yes.
I can tell you this, after knowing Aaron for, my goodness, 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness. I have watched him transform through a lot of change in his life. And I got to know him. I didn't know it at the time, but very shortly after you got out.
Yeah.
And I got to witness you going through some negative times in your life, some difficulties. And recently I've gotten to witness the fruits of your commitment to yourself, your commitment to your family, your commitment to God, and your reinvention, your personal reinvention. The reason I say all that is not to just praise Aaron, but you deserve it, but to also to illustrate that there's hope.
Yes.
I mean, this guy struggles with some severe PTSD. He went through a period of pretty difficult depression.
Mm-hmm.
He has some pretty serious physical difficulties that he's experienced.
Mm-hmm.
And all of those, the mental, spiritual, and physical aspects, he has learned how to compartmentalize and reinvent himself to make them work for him instead of against him.
Yes.
And I'm proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good. So you made your way back here, and your entire unit made it back.
Mm-hmm.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Not too many get to say that.
Yeah.
So you are still in the process of adjusting, reacclimating, and fitting in, as it were. But I'm going to challenge you: don't ever fit in.
No, I gave up on fitting in.
Yeah, there's
It's
no
just
reason
about
for
finding
that.
a place where you thrive.
You stay the same weird person that you are, because that's what makes you, you and unique and valuable.
Absolutely.
So you mentioned earlier about your wife being a prayer warrior.
Mm.
How did you meet her?
So I actually met her when I was still in high school, right before I joined the Marine Corps. We met at a party where there was 5 of us that went to boot camp together.
Okay.
It's me, Jimmy, Pablo, Cody, and Jordan. Our recruiter actually got an award for that because 5 of us went and 5 of us came back.
Wow.
We all graduated at the same time. That usually never happens. You send 3, 2 will graduate, maybe 1 will fall out. But all 5 of us went and all 5 of us came back. But Pablo was having a pool party at his house. And I asked Red, and he was like, "Hey, can I go to this party?" And he was like, "Oh, you want to go see your boyfriend off?" I'm like, "Dad, come on." Like, we're all going to the military. We're going to go hang out, have fun. I'm not going to do anything stupid. We're just, swim in the pool, have some pizza, chill out. He's like, "Yeah, you can go." Well, it's turned to find out Megan had the same interaction, but with her grandmother of like, "Hey, I want to go to this party." And she's like, "I don't know if you should go." And she's like, "It's just Pablo." And she ended up being able to go. But I remember, typical teenage boys were tackling each other in the pool.
Of course.
Typical teenage boys things. I actually found out later that I accidentally broke somebody's sternum doing that. He was going to join the Marine Corps and found out he had fractured his sternum that day.
Oh, no.
So he had to get delayed. Sorry, Josie. He ended up going to the Marine Corps and doing it anyways. But I tackled somebody into the pool, and I come out and I see a girl getting ready to get thrown in. All the guys see the girls coming in. And
Right.
Just grab one.
Of course. It's a
And
requirement. I understand.
it's Megan, and
Yes.
she's just like, "Yeah, whatever." Throw her in. She gets out. Has enough. She's like, "All right, I'm done. I'm going to go sit down." And I look over, and she's reading the Bible. And that sparked me because, it's like, "Oh, wait a minute. What are you reading?" She's like, "Oh, it's the Bible." I was like, "I'm actually, hi, I'm Aaron." Introduced myself. And, had some fun. We played ping pong together, talked about our favorite Bible stories, Bible verses, things we want to do, and ended up leaving. And in my mind, there's no way this girl is single. She's beautiful, smart, loves God, fun to be around. There's no way she's single. So I get ready to leave and I'm like, hey, I'd ask for your number, and I walk off. And she was like, but what? And so I text my buddy Pablo. I was like, hey, man, what's the deal with that girl, Megan? Like, she's single, not like, I really like her. She seems pretty cool. And he's like, fun fact, she's actually texting me asking about you.
Come on.
And I was like, dude, hook it up. Let's give her my number. And so we ended up starting dating.
Great.
We spent the summer together and then went to boot camp, got out, came home, got engaged, and then went back to training and getting ready to go to Afghanistan. We got engaged in 2009, getting ready to go to Afghanistan, and we got married January 8th in 2011 before I shipped off.
Wow.
So the first 2 years of our life, we were together in person for about 4 months, and 3 of it was the summer before I shipped to boot camp.
Wow.
So, yeah, and it's been a roller coaster. She's been with me through the thick and thin, been through my stupid moments, helped me to grow and be the person that I am today. And I tell people that all the time. There's no way this Aaron would be here without Megan.
There it is.
You know,
That's
it's fascinating to me how, the Bible says, rejoice, for the steps of a righteous man are ordered by the Lord. And I find it fascinating how God puts people in our life to help balance us. He knows what we need.
Yes.
Way better than we do.
Yes.
And
Way ahead of when we do.
and that's what
Yeah.
she represents, a lot of that for you, is that balance to keep you from running off the rails completely. I mean, you still had the choice to do it, but she was there to kind of hold you centered.
Yeah. And pray to God when she wasn't able to stop me. She put him in place.
Well, that is amazing. So you guys have grown up together.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome story.
That is.
So y'all have been together how many? 14 years?
15.
15 years. And you have some kids.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about your kids.
So people ask me, especially since I run a gym now, I was like, what'd you bench? And I was like, total or now? Because now, not too much. But the best day, I can say one of my top 10 favorite days ever of my life was the day my daughter was born, my oldest daughter, Bella. I was at the gym, repped out 325 for 2 on the bench, went home, grabbed Megan, Bella was born.
Nice.
I was like, this is the best day ever.
That is
Maxed out on
awesome.
bench, had my baby girl.
Love it. Love it.
She is 13 now,
Okay.
and she is heavily involved in the youth ministry with Taylor. She's one of the youth leaders.
Very good.
Wants to learn to play the guitar so she can lead worship. Just bought her a guitar. She's very introverted, so seeing her go from hiding in her room and just watching anime and drawing art and taking pictures of flowers to being an outreach for ministry for God.
Yeah.
Taylor has been like, that is amazing. I've watched her grow from being an internal shell to being the beautiful flower she is today.
Yes.
She also just did first division in band. They won first division in UIL. All 6 judges voted in first division. She checked me this past weekend, 2 weekends ago. My son got an e-bike. I'm putting it together and I'm fighting with it, putting stuff together, and you get frustrated. Hold the flashlight still, whatever.
Right.
Well, that was the moment she decided to let me know that she made first division. And I goobered it. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
You were too focused and aggravated in the moment.
Yeah. And she, got down. I was like, I finished putting the bike together. I was like, all right, what's wrong with you? Why you're upset? And she was like, Dad, I got first division in band. I figured it would be a little more than, oh, okay, cool.
Right.
I'm still making up for that.
Yeah.
Still making up for
Kind of
that.
broke you down a little bit, didn't
And
it? Yeah.
she was like, I'm sorry that I did that I got upset. I'm like, no, you should check me.
Yes.
Because you were worth celebrating. And that is an accomplishment.
Yes.
And
Good for her.
It
yeah.
is.
And
It
I
is.
love her to death. She's
Yeah.
she's an amazing young lady.
Right.
Then my son, my literal copy pasta.
Oh, I know. I see him all the time.
Anytime we drop them off at like church for the kids ministry or whatever, and we come back and they'd be like, never mind. Hey, come on. Because they'd immediately know that one's mine. Like there's no denying that one.
I love it.
I actually sent a picture to our market managing partners of our market in Houston, of us cleaning out the garage. And I went like this, and Noah, and one of the guys was like, "Did you use a face filter, or does your son look that much like you?" I'm like, "No, I definitely copy pasted
They're little
that one."
people with our faces. Yes.
But he just did a soccer tournament this past weekend. His team, his D2 competitive team, he's playing 2 years up on a travel team, and they ended up winning 2 games and losing 1. The one we lost, we faced like the 12th ranked team in all of Texas. Wow. Come to find out, they actually won out and are going to the state championship for D2 competitive U11. So we lost to them. I'm not upset about losing to the state champions.
Right.
Not a bad deal. But he ended up scoring 2 goals and getting an assist this past weekend. And it was fun. It was fun to get to see him go out there and do something he loves. I've never been a fan of soccer.
Right.
Always
a lot of running.
Oh
my God.
A lot of running. And I didn't care for it. And when he said, "Hey, I want to start doing sports," I was like, "All right, what do you want to do?" He did a season of Little Dribblers, dominated it. I was like, "You want me to sign you up for next season?" He's like, "Nah, let's do soccer." I'm like, "Soccer? Soccer? Why, you want to kick a ball around, run around?" He's like, "Dad, I just want to try it out." All right, let's go. And he fell in love with it.
Love it.
Stepped onto the field, started running around kids that had been playing since they were little. And the coach looked at me. He's like, "Where's he coming from? Like, did you guys just move here? Like, he's been playing soccer forever." I was like, "This is the first time he's touched a soccer ball."
That's awesome.
And she was like, "That's amazing."
Yes.
So he's grown up in that. And then my youngest, Emma, she is the definition of confidence. The things that I messed up with my first 2 children, as a parent, we try things as our older kids.
Yeah.
I think I got right with her.
Yeah.
She has no self-esteem issues at all.
Love it.
I've caught her in our bathroom. She's getting ready to take a shower. And me and Megan are just laying there watching something on the TV, and we look over, and the shower's been running for 10 minutes. She ain't in it.
Oh.
Just looking at herself in the mirror, just astonished with how great she looks. And I'm like, "Emma, that water bill ain't cheap. Get in the shower." She's like, "Okay."
Oh my God.
That's great.
That's awesome.
She's the epitome of self-confidence. Like I said, she's beautiful, loving. She loves everybody. She doesn't meet a stranger. She's actually published a book she wrote when she was 6 called "How to Be Nice to People" by Emma Harding. It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
We just got a friend to re-illustrate it because when we made it, we were very tight with money. And so we used AI to generate the images. Emma wrote the story herself, but we put the AI images on it and sold it, and it was making pretty good money. Emma was making a killing for herself. It's like $200 a month in 1 month. The next month we make 20.
Yeah.
But it's an accomplishment since she wrote it at 6 years old, and it's a very witty book, and it shows Emma's heart. Being nice to people, being friendly to others, and really showing the love of God to others through her actions. And she wrote it when she was 6.
Right.
Wow. How to be nice to people.
How to be nice to people. So like I said, we just got it re-illustrated by a friend of ours that she writes her own kids' books, and she's her own illustrator. So we got that done. But I absolutely love telling people that. Like, my wife is an author, and my youngest daughter is an author.
That's awesome.
So we know where that came from.
Yeah. Mom's an author. She's published quite a few books.
Yes.
So she saw Mom doing it. And that's the thing with kids. They'll emulate what you do.
Yes.
When I was doing college to get my bachelor's degree in leadership and ministry, I'd start my work. I was working for him full time.
Okay.
Mowing pipelines and stuff out of town, 60-hour weeks, come home, do college work.
Right.
I'm exhausted. Put some music on, put some worship music on, and get through it. And there's a few times the worship music's going, and I feel the presence of God, and I just stop and start worshiping.
Yes.
And at one point, I look over, and Noah's 1, 2 at this time, and he's got his little pretend computer popped up on a little desk next to mine.
Come on.
And his computer's on, and he's just sitting in front of it like this. I was like,
yes, Aaron, that's awesome.
I'm doing something right. I may not be doing a lot, but I'm doing something right.
You're doing more than a little. You're doing a lot right. But that's an excellent example That
Kids will emulate what you do.
They will. They certainly will. So, so for a lot of you parents out there, check yourselves.
They don't give much crap about what you say.
No.
But what you do,
Yes.
they will do.
Yes. Like working on the bike. We're out there quoting our Sunday school lesson, as a lot of parents will do when they get frustrated. Like, don't be surprised if you don't hear a few of those every now and then. So please be careful. But that's beautiful.
They ask you, like, how do you get your kids to read? Like, how do you get your kids involved in the church? And it's like,
do it.
We read.
Yes.
We get involved in the church.
Yes.
I work out, so my kids want to be physically fit. They've seen what it looks like when you're not, because, part of my testimony is self-treated the pain with alcohol.
Yes.
I got up to about 300 pounds.
Wow.
I was pretty
Fluffy.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, buddy Ben just sent me a picture of back then, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
look at that big old boy.
Yeah.
But they saw like the negative side effects. And I will say, like, when you find your why you want to do something, that's when your life will change.
There you go.
I remember laying in bed, back pain, killing me, couldn't move. And my son came up and said, Dad, you come kick a soccer ball with me. And I couldn't.
Whoa.
And I was like, I need to do something.
Yes.
And that's when Megan came home and was like, hey, that gym you told me not to join because they just opened up in Beaumont and you don't feel like it's safe over there? I just joined.
Oh.
I was like, oh, man. She was one of the founding members of that gym, first 500 to join. And I was like, a gym's not going to fix it. Like, I got to do something, but a gym's not going to fix it. And she was like, well, they have hydro beds. There's a hydro massage bed. And I was like, let me go check this out. Do a little hydro massage. And I walked in the door, signed up for a membership, got on the hydro bed, left. Came in the next day. How y'all doing? Hydro bed, left. Did that about 3 or 4 times. And then one of the trainers that works there walked up and was like, stop, dude. What are you doing? And I told him everything that's been going on with me, like 300 pounds, back out, no real cartilage in any of my joints, arthritis everywhere. Like, I don't think I can work out. He was like, I got you. He gave me some corrective exercise techniques. Told me to come back in 2 weeks. If I wasn't feeling better, or at least getting some kind of mobility, he'd give me $100. I figured that's the easiest money I'm ever going to make. This gym membership's paying for itself.
Yeah.
So I did it, and I, man of honor, man of my word. If I'm going to take your money, I'm gonna earn it. And 2 weeks later, I couldn't take his money. I did the exercises and stuff, and I was like, okay, so what's the deal with this? Started working out, getting the corrective exercises, started losing the weight, feeling better, getting to move a little better. And that's when I decided, I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I want to help people. And if I can help anybody else do what I did, then that's what I want to do.
There you go. Pay forward.
Lost all the weight, got back down to 180 from 300.
Wow.
Got my certification, got hired on as a personal trainer there. And then 17 months later, through helping people change their lives, I've moved up and now I'm a managing partner of it. So
come on.
It's now that's when they asked me when I moved up, they were like, why do you want to move from training to operations? And I was like, right now I can help 27 people at a time. I want to help thousands of people.
There you go.
And they were like, good answer. Come on. And so now I'm doing that. Now I'm training other people and building a team that can help thousands change their lives. And I look at it as my church.
Right.
I've talked to people about it and I'm like, this is my church. I may not be a pastor in the sense of ministry yet, but this is my ministry. You know, we have group fit classes, and that reminds me of the praise and worship. Everybody gets hyped up, ready to go, focused in, having fun. The welcoming crew of your church is our front desk people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Helping people get plugged in where they need to be.
Right.
Our personal training department is the discipleship group, you know, to actually hone in and disciple people on their fitness and walk them through it. And I'm like, this is my church.
Well, this certainly brings our conversation full circle because that's what you asked for.
Yeah.
You asked for a ministry.
Yeah.
God delivered it.
Not in the way you thought he would.
Indeed, not in the way we think he will.
Yeah.
The gym I work out in Lake Charles, good Christian couple. And it's kind of one of those, like most gyms are now, that 24-hour, you can come in and it has a lot of shift guys. But their piped music is praise and worship. Yeah. And so some people have headphones, but they don't need to. I've gone in many a time and I just pulled mine out because music's better than what I had on my Spotify. And but they bring their faith to their work. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can tell,
Well, I'll tell you what, Aaron, your story's great. And thank you for sharing it with us, through us, to our audience. Thank you for living it, though.
Yeah.
Because truly, your life has been one of service. And I appreciate you.
Yes.
And I don't think you hear that probably enough. But I want you to hear it from me.
I appreciate it.
So I got a question for you. Are you a success?
In progress.
That's not a bad answer, but I'm going to challenge you that, yes, you are a success because you're in progress.
Yeah.
That's success.
I've come to a place of I recognize myself. If I ever feel like I've done it, then I start getting lazy and lean back, kind of chill out. So I never like to think of myself as I've made it.
Well, success is never complete.
Yeah.
Right.
Ever.
Yeah.
If it's complete, it's failure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely seems like you've accepted it as we all kind of grow up and become adults and become men or women, that once we realize we're never done, that's really the best time.
Yeah.
Because now I have it tomorrow.
And there's always more to build.
There's always more to build.
Yeah.
And obviously you've reached that point, and then some. So you're a success. Embrace it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Well, we're drawn to the end of our interview, and I can't thank you enough for sharing it with us, through us, to our audience. But is there anything you'd like to ask, Chuck, as we come to a close?
Just thank you for sharing your story. And obviously in the beginning when you were young, there was some unsettlement, a lot of moving around. So a lot of what maybe didn't seem like opportunity at the time, but obviously it made you who you were. But at some point, you got locked into a steady rhythm, and next thing you know, you got Megan, you got your 5-man posse, and off to the Marine Corps. But thank you for serving our country, and and for allowing all those transformative experiences to just embrace them. And I know some of them were terrifying. And that's. That is part of that job. And thank you for challenging us and our audience to respond to that better. We must.
Yeah.
That's because of men and women like yourselves, who do put themselves, in harm's way, and those that support them who are also active duty. That's why we are able to, sit here and have these very peaceful conversations, without threat of anything, by and large. And thank you for your faith. You're bringing it to not just your family, which is obviously that's your mutual affection that Peter says in 2 Peter chapter 1. So you start with your people, and then you spread it out from there. So I look forward to things to come, man. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
So before I've got a couple of questions that I ask every guest as we close. They're my favorite couple of questions. But before we get to that, I want to re-emphasize to our audience, if you find yourself having experienced like Aaron did, if you served our country in the military, or even as a first responder, and you find yourself in a circumstance where you're experiencing depression, PTSD, any of those type of symptoms, you feel isolated, or you begin to isolate yourself, you're looking for escape, or you feel potentially like you want to end it, like you want to take your own life, please reach out to us. Let us be there for you. You can find us if you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. Send a message, and I promise you, one of us will respond. I will make sure of it. And thank you for being a part of our nation. Thank you for being a part of our show. Just thank you for all that you do, and never give up on yourself, because this is the result of not giving up.
That's right.
And I mean, he may not look the best in the world, but I actually really appreciate Aaron and everything that you've done for yourself first, and then for everybody else. Is there anything you'd like to leave the audience with? I mean, you've advertised for your kid's book. You've advertised a little bit for your wife as an author. Is there anything that you'd like to tell the folks?
Nah, I mean, I found my purpose in serving others. If you feel like you don't have a purpose, if you still breathing, you have a purpose. God's got a plan for you.
That's right.
Don't give up. Don't quit. Keep seeking for what it is. And I promise you, he will show you. It may not look like you want it to look, but he'll show you and he'll empower you to get there. But yeah, check out my wife's books, my daughter's books.
Yes.
Famous plug.
Shameless plug. That's okay.
So my final two questions, they're, like I said, they're my favorite. If there's somebody out there watching this, and let's say they're 16 or 17 years old, they're a young person watching or listening, and they're inspired by you, and they admire the life that you've lived and the story that you've told, what advice might you give them? Another pregnant pause.
Mm-hmm.
Seek first the kingdom of God, and everything else will be added to it. When you put God first, everything else falls in line. My whole life motto has been to emulate Jesus as best as I could, and he was a servant leader. The day he knew he was getting betrayed and he was going to go to the cross to die for us, he washed everybody's feet, including Judas's. He loved everyone so equally that the disciples didn't know which one was the one that betrayed it.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right.
Good point.
And I hope that I can emulate that, but just serve others, seek God and serve others. You'll find your purpose in that.
Perfect. That's beautiful. Eric.
Yep.
Thank
Sure
you for
is.
sharing that.
Thank you.
So my last question, if you could go back in time and give yourself, your younger self, let's say you at about 16, 17 years old, and you could whisper some profound words of wisdom in your own ear, what would you say to the young Aaron?
Probably the same thing. A lot of the lessons that I've gone through, a lot of the bad times that I've gone through have taught me important lessons that I wouldn't know truly. The hard times in life are what actually teach you. Pain retains.
Yeah.
Until you reach that point where the pain is hard enough, you're not going to change. But I would probably say the same thing. Seek after God, stay as close as you can to him, and everything else will work itself out.
That's good.
It is.
I like it. So do you hear it now? Your own advice?
Yeah.
Since you're the older version.
Yeah.
So we've got some gifts for you.
All right.
If you look around you, you'll notice that we have a very unique plant growing in the vault of purpose. At this place where you're being interviewed. We actually have our very own money tree.
Yes.
And
I've been watching it on the backside.
Yes,
that's right. That's right.
So you get to pick your very own fruit from the money tree.
Nice.
And what you'll see on there are, those are real $2 bills.
Okay.
And they all have the seal, the Pursuit of Purpose seal on them. So one of those is yours. Go ahead and pick you
I'm
one.
gonna grab the one that's been tickling you.
Yeah, do
Just
it. Do
yank
it.
it off of there.
Do it. It's been anointed.
That's yours to keep, just as a little memento of your interview today. And then finally, you have lived a life that inculcates this gift. And you are now going to be inducted into the Golden Rule Club.
Okay.
You are going to be the newest recipient of a Golden Rule marble.
Nice.
Inside this little pouch is your very own Golden Rule marble, which you are now challenged and charged with keeping on your person as a reminder that in every endeavor you undertake, that you build it on the principle of the Golden Rule. Do you know the Golden Rule?
Yeah.
Would you mind saying it?
Do unto others as you want done to you.
Yes. So we teach people this in our course and in our dealings like we are now, but there's a little more to it that nobody talks about. The rest of the Golden Rule that most people have never heard or thought about is do unto others as you'd have them do unto you if, there's an if, if the roles were reversed. See, the Golden Rule is intended to impart empathy. And as long as you don't say the if part, it's all about you.
Right.
But as soon as you add the after the if part, it becomes empathy. So the challenge is to constantly be trying to put yourself in the other person's position Don't treat them like you'd want to be treated. Treat them like you'd want to be treated if you were in their place. So now, welcome to the Golden Rule Club.
Thank you.
Inside there, you'll see that you can go ahead and open it up.
I was gonna say that marvel's got some weight to it.
Yeah, it is a solid brass, custom-made Golden Rule marble with the part that you said is written in the circumference of the marble, and then it's got our Pursuit of Purpose logo on it, and then there is a brief description about it in there that's written in microscopic wording.
I was gonna say, this lettering's small.
Yeah. So anyway, there you go. Thank you for sharing your story through us. We really appreciate it. And you are now charged with carrying that on you. And if a person like Chuck or myself, who is another member of the club, should come across you and they know that you're a member, they'll pull it out and show you theirs. And what do you have to do?
So you guys have implemented a challenge coin.
Yes.
Okay.
So we pull it out and show you. And then you, if you don't have it, you are then charged with donating, we'll say to a church, a charity, in support as your penance for not carrying your Golden Rule marble. Okay. And I know where you work.
Yes.
I have, thousands of people every day that are going to be like, "Where's your marble? Where's your marble?
Exactly.
Where's your marble?"
There you go.
And I hope they do, because I want you to carry it. I mean, you live a life that inculcates that, so I don't have any fear that you won't abide by it. But welcome to the club.
Thank you.
And thank you for being a part of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any parting words? We'll let you close the show.
I just appreciate y'all having me. Thank you for the opportunity to get to tell my story to people.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it helps somebody out there. If it only helps one, then it was worth it for me. So,
well done.
Yes.
And thank you for your service.
thank you.
Yes.
Guys out there, thank y'all for being a part of the Pursuit of Purpose podcast. Thank you for allowing us to become a part of the pursuit of your purpose. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk soon.